Well, good morning, everyone. Once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day as we bring you health news behind the news. Stuff that ordinarily you won't see. Ruby, don't take your love to town. Ruby, number one, Rosalinda, Nativity, Linda, John, Elgin, Illinois. Rosa, good morning. How are you guys? And Andrea, Niagara Falls. Lorigan, first time I've seen that name. Good morning. Shirley. And Anne, St. Catharines. Good morning, Anne. Say hello to Peter. Donna. Linda, how are you? Inga. Carrie, Nebraska. Cheryl, Norland. Micheline, bonjour. Sturgeon Falls, Rakaya. Nick from our staff. Wendy, good morning. Markham. Elise, Chantal, Ottawa. Good morning. Mary, how are you? Madeleine, good morning. Clement, I love talking to my family. How are you guys? Jeanette. Robin, Connecticut. How are you? Kathy. Morris, North Bay. Good morning, Morris. Deb, Timmins. Debbie, good morning. Sudbury. Fran, Orangeville. And Catherine, British Columbia, Parksville. Rita. Renee, good morning. Newfoundland, right, Renee? And Maria, Toronto. Francis, Annette, Kevin, Oshawa, Carol, Wasaga Beach. Are you swimming today? Yvette, Milika from Stouffville. Wheatley, Pam, Francis, Vaughn, Carol. Good morning. Couple more. Sharon, Elliott Lake, Yolande, good morning. Joyce, thank you for coming on. Jeanette, bon matin de Kapuskasing. And Ashley, Deb from Detroit, Michigan. Diane, Dora, good morning. And Len and Judy, Edmonton, bright and early. Zian, bonjour. Brenda, British Columbia. Joanne, Timmins, good morning. Sherry, and Liz, and Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Helen, Allison, Ma, good morning, Ma. Patricia, Julie. Okay, guys, I got a couple of studies that I want to just sort of talk about this morning. I thought about doing 10 reasons for eating steak, vitamin S. There's more than 10, but I've written down 10, and I just can't get over how red meat has been vilified, especially steak, in this day and age. It's incredible. And it bothers me, obviously, but, and when I say this, I get a lot of pushback, but you know what? I don't care. It doesn't matter if I get pushback. I want people to hear the other side of it, because you're going to get push. So we're going to talk about steak as the number one food in the world. The number one food in the world. Now, a little asterisk is this. Liver's better, but I don't like liver, so I can't put it number one in my heart. So for those of you who love liver, good for you, okay? And I answered the question a couple of weeks ago when we talked about in question and answer. Well, Dr. Martin, it was a very good question, by the way. If the liver, okay, picks up toxins, it's a good question. Why would we eat liver? Wouldn't it be full of toxins? Well, you're not eating human liver, I hope. You're not a cannibal, are you? Like, you're not eating human liver. When you eat calf liver or whatever, it is so good for you. High in everything I'm going to talk about in steak. Okay? I was telling a friend yesterday who's in medical school, and we had a good chat last night. And he says, Doc, when are you going to teach medical doctors? Well, listen, or write a book for them. It took me a second or so to answer because I was thinking about it. I said, you know what? I don't aim at doctors. I don't write like that. I don't talk like that. And to be honest, a doctor, any doctor should take the book, The Reset, or, Serial Killers, 2 Hormones That Want You Dead, books that I've written in the past. Are You Built for Cancer? Secrets Your Doctor Won't Share With You. Those books doctors should read. Because you can write books for medical people and put in a pile of jargon and big words and terminology. You know what? Who are you impressing? Because really, when it comes to nutrition and medicine, you really have to go to the basics. And I found out, I remember being intimidated a little bit, and I probably told you this in the past, that I've taught medical doctors when they have to take credits for their continuing education. Every profession pretty well does that. You just got to keep your license up, and in order to do that, you need so many credit hours. It's in every profession pretty well, as far as I know. And I used to be, I worked for a company, consulting, that they would bring me in, Montreal, Toronto, and these doctors could get credits. And I wasn't the only speaker, I was just one of them. And, I remember the first time I did it, I said, I'm a little intimidated. I don't want to make it too simple. And then they're not going to appreciate it. And then then I thought about it, I said, you know what? I am going to go over the basics of 101 nutrition. Just the basics. Teach them carbs, fat, protein. Talk about cholesterol. And we'll see what happens from there. I said, I'm just going to teach it like I'm teaching you today. Basics. And I won an award for being the best speaker there, in the 2-day conference. And I just kept it simple. I kept it simple because I just realized, look, you got to go through the basics with these doctors. They a lot of them wouldn't know a protein if it slapped them in the face. And I don't want to be negative, but it's not part of their curriculum. So I said, I'm going to make it, if they're going to sit and listen to me, I'm going to give it to them in 101. And steak, guys, in case you thought I was forgetting what I wanted to say, steak. is the number one food in the world. Okay? I don't repent from that statement. I will not back down from that statement. You bring me any other food, okay, including eggs, which you know I love. I often call eggs perfect food, but it's not as perfect as a steak is. It's just not. And I want to give you 10 reasons. Now, we might do 2 sessions on this. Why steak is the world's best food. And what I would suggest to you, that if you have vegan friends, vegetarian friends, or family, look, if they're not open to receive teaching, then what can you do? But if they're open to at least listening to the other side, I want to state my case. I want to state unequivocally that your body will not do well unless you like steak. And you know me with vitamin S. I want to remind you, all red meat is good. It's superior to white meat. Now, it doesn't mean white meat. You like your chicken? Good for you. It's good source of protein. No problemo. Enjoy it. Don't cook it in the vegetable oils. Don't cook it in that canola or, grapeseed or soy oil or whatever they use in the fast food industry. Okay? So I'm not talking about chicken McNuggets. Okay? But, chicken, turkey, good. Fish, good for you. But steak is better. Steak is better. Now there's 4 C's that I like to start off with. Okay? And creatine. You'll see a lot of young people and bodybuilders, whatever, they will supplement their diet with creatine. And I tell people, well, you can take it as a supplement. I'm not against that. But why wouldn't you eat it and you get it in steak? You know how good creatine is for your muscles? Do you know how good it is for your brain? Study after study is showing how good that is for you. Well, I'd rather you eat it than you take a supplement of it. Eat it. It's good for your memory. Creatine. Choline. Whenever you think of choline, think of brain. Neurotransmitters. Oh, I could do a whole, maybe I will. If we don't get detoured too much, I'll talk to you about mental health issues. We live in a world that is just, I read a statistic the other day on 1 billion people. What are we up to? 7 billion or close to 8? But 1 billion people, estimated, suffer from depression, anxiety. Take out a coin, okay? Take out a coin. And look on one side, you have depression. Look on the other side, you have anxiety. They go together. They're often connected, big time. And I'm a big guy. I'm a big guy on looking at root causes. Root causes. And I know I know all about brain chemistry. I understand it. It's very complicated. But, I've been doing this for a lot of years. I understand about neurotransmitters. And I always remind people that you got more hormones in your gut than you got in your brain. And your feel-good hormones, they need to be fed. You need to eat, because your body takes choline. It's really important. It's why vegetarians and vegans suffer from much more depression, because they are nutrient deficient. They don't get enough choline. You need choline for your neurotransmitters in your brain to regenerate the brain. There's C number 2. Creatine, choline. You get choline in eggs too. Okay, makes eggs good too. Carnitine, L-carnitine, an amino acid that is so good for you. Carnitine helps to use fat for energy. Steak, you see, is the best weight loss food that you can eat. Eggs, meat, and cheese. What? Duh. They're full of fat. That's the point. Because fat don't make you fat. Fat will make you lean, mean, fighting machine. Because God gave you fat to eat in perfect proportion to protein. In steak, in eggs, and in cheese. Dairy fat, butter fat, cream, whole cream. And if you got a cow in the backyard, whole milk. Perfect. With all your vitamins. Well, somebody said to me, well, more than once, oh, Doug, I need variety. Yeah, but that's, when you think about it, that's been in the last, 50, 60 years that, it's been variety. Like, I need to have 50 dishes that I just because I get bored. Well, you know what? I mean, that is brought to you by the food industry. Can I be honest with you? I mean it. I never get bored of steak. If you do, like I look at it, I love it. I know it's good for me. I don't get bored. It's like, do I get bored of coffee? No. I have it every day. When I get out of bed, all I can think of is coffee. Please. I'll go over glass with bare feet to have my coffee. I don't let myself have coffee before I have 16 ounces or a half a liter of water. I do that by habit. Do I feel like drinking water before coffee in the morning? No. But I do it because I know it's good for me. It's just a habit. But, hello? Are you tired of coffee? No. I've been drinking it since I'm 15. My mom wouldn't let me drink it, but my grandma, grandmas, they can't say no. I used to love the smell of her percolated coffee in the morning. when I stayed at my grandma's. Or even at night, she'd make coffee in that percolator, and I always loved the smell of it. Somebody was on our private Facebook group saying they don't like the smell of coffee. What? What's the matter with you? No, but seriously, guys, L-carnitine is an important part of steak. It is so good for you. It helps you to burn fat as fuel. It's a fat buster. L-carnitine. People that are low in L-carnitine often suffer from depression. There we go again. Low levels of choline. Low levels of creatine. Low levels of L-carnitine. Low levels of carnosine. You know, like carnivore. It's only found, these 4 things, okay, that I talked to you about. Okay? 4 things. Essential for your body. Creatine, choline, carnitine, and carnosine. Got them? The 4 C's. Only found in the animal kingdom. They're not found in plants. Therefore, if you insist on being a vegetarian, you're missing 4. You're missing more than that. But those 4, because I want us to start with the 4 C's. They're not in the plant kingdom. How can, think about this for a second as I make a general statement. How can being a vegetarian or a vegan be good for you if you just take out those 4 C's? How could it be good for you? Okay? See how I talk to doctors? Because I said, you know, you get a patient in your office and they got, you know, heart disease, or you're worried about their heart disease, or they got high blood pressure, or you're looking at cholesterol and you say you got high cholesterol. You better cut back on your red meat. True or false? When I asked doctors. That's true. I said, well, you're wrong. It's not true. It's not science. You've been hoodwinked. It's not true. This is the truth. This is what's in food. This is what's in steak. Vitamin S. Remember my new book. Sun, steak, and steel, and sleep, and maybe another S, salt, maybe. Okay, coming to a theater near you in the fall. No, but seriously, guys, I don't care. I mean it. I don't care if people don't believe it. In a way, I can bring a horse to water. I can't make you drink it. I can add salt to make you a little bit more thirsty. But guys, this is really, really important. And you know what Rita is saying, and the prices are going up on it. I understand that, okay? You go. I like going to the grocery store. It drives my wife crazy, but I like looking at labels. Okay? But I get the pricing. You know, it's crazy. You don't want me to get into politics, but I got to tell you the truth. One of the things that carnosine does, and the four C's, you know what they do? They decrease AGEs. What's that mean? They decrease the glycation. It's one of the ways that you rust out. We rust out. I'm rusting out. Okay? I try and slow it down, but we all gonna rust out through oxidation and glycation. And refer to my book, The Reset. I talk about it. The two ways that our body breaks down. I mean, there's more than two, but the way we age is through oxidation. Those four C's help with stopping oxidation and glycation. Glycation means your body is rusting out in a different way. They rust out by oxidation and glycation. Everything becomes more or less supple. Do you know what I mean? Skin. What do you think wrinkles are? You know, I look at pictures of me when I graduated, 1974. Holy moly, who is that guy? Okay, I was listening to a song yesterday, and on YouTube, and you know, it was something from a blast from the past in the 1960s, probably about 1967. Okay, so I was what, 15. Okay, I'll Never Find Another You by the Seekers. I used to love that song. But they were showing, okay, the Seekers. You remember that? I think they were from Australia. Look, you got to be my age to know who the Seekers are. But Georgie Girl and a few other hits. But it was kind of interesting because I looked at it on YouTube and they were showing, they had a reunion about 5 or 6 years ago. So you can hear the song in 1967. Then you see about 20, I think they had a comeback tour in the I can't remember, 2016 or 17 or something like that. I saw it. Holy moly! Like, they aged so much. It was incredible. How could you recognize those people if YouTube didn't have their name? And I said, Doc, look in the mirror. But that's oxidation and glycation. Guys, but what slows it down is vitamin S, steak. It doesn't stop it. You can't stop it. Okay? You can camouflage. You know, Botox or whatever. I was looking at a picture, I think it was yesterday or whatever, of Madonna. Like, she's had more work done on her. And, you know, she's trying the fountain of youth with, I don't know, Botox. Her lips are 3 times the size of normal. Just going to delay the inevitable. But vitamin S is an anti-aging steak because of its nutrients. Those 4 C's are so important. That's just part of its makeup. Let me give you a couple more. Taurine. Taurine. Do you know that taurine is only found, L-taurine, an amino acid? It's not found in the plant kingdom. Very anti-aging. And I'll tell you something. If you don't feed your brain, guys, if you don't feed your brain, not only anti-aging everywhere else, but if you don't feed your brain's going to shrink, shrink, shrink. You need to eat protein and fat, fat and protein, protein and fat, fat and protein in steak. It's in perfect proportion. Don't cut the fat off steak. Please, eat it. Seriously. That's where your fat-soluble vitamins are. Eat steak. And we'll go through this. Eat steak for heart disease. Eat steak for depression. Eat steak because diabetes hates steak. If you eat steak, you ain't going to be no diabetic. Diabetes is an allergy to carbs. You just don't become, oh, my dad was a diabetic. My sister's a diabetic. My whatever is a diabetic. So what? What does that mean? Doesn't mean anything. Because you can't become a diabetic unless you eat bad. I'm talking about adult onset diabetes. If you eat bad, you're going to become a diabetic. What a scourge in our society today. Alzheimer's. Eat steak so you don't get Alzheimer's. I will talk more about the brain in part 2. Eat steak for autoimmune. Tomorrow I'm with Dr. McEwen, University of Tennessee. We're going to talk about autoimmune disease. And I'm going to give them the lowdown on why we see so much autoimmune today. Why it's skyrocketing. And one of the reasons is people buy the lies of steak, vitamin S. Diabetes hates steak. Cancer hates steak. Heart disease hates steak. Alzheimer's hates steak. And I mean it. And I won't back down. I think that's a song. Okay. No, we'll finish this up. We'll finish this up. Okay, now this week, Friday, I'm off. Travel day. Thursday, question and answer Thursday. So keep that in mind. Private Facebook group. We appreciate all what a community. We love it. Ask your questions. Don't be shy. Get in the group. It'll encourage you. Okay? It'll encourage you. Got some great members there. We appreciate it. Okay? So guys, eat your steak. Vitamin S. On the Martin Clinic vitamin chart. Okay, we love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.